Hello, welcome to this last part of the discussion and summary of Chinua Achebe's novel Things Fall Apart. This last part covers chapter 22, 23, 24 and 25 of the novel. In this section, the readers meet Reverened James Smith, the new priest of the church in Umuofia. James Smith, this new priest, is a different kind of person. He did not follow the policy of Mr. Brown of compromise and consideration. Mr. Brown could manage the church, could increase the number of newly converted people through practicing the policy of accommodation and compromise, but Mr. James Smith was a person who believed in black and white. For him, black has been always evil. Black is evil for Mr. James Smith. He even dismissed a woman from the congregation, from the group of Christians, because the woman's husband believed in the concept of Ogbanze, O-G-B-A-N-Z-E. In Umuofian tradition, sometimes some particular children is described as Ogbanje, O-G-B-A-N-J-E, evil spirits, and it is believed in Umuofia the child who is an Ogbanje represents an evil spirit, and this Ogbanje, O-G-B-A-N-J-E, Ogbanje, takes birth and dies very soon, and then this evil spirit re-enters again into the womb of the same mother to be born again and to die very soon in some disease. And this cycle of birth and death continues for infinitely, and the family and the mother has to go through great suffering because of the presence of this evil spirit Ogbanze. And when James Smith came to know about this practice by the husband of that particular woman who has already converted to Christianity, James Smith dismissed that lady from the Christian congregation. Congregation is a group of religious people. Under the leadership of Mr. James Smith, those forces, those over-enthusiastic, over-zealous forces, zealous, Z-E-A-L-O-U-S, over-zealous, over-enthusiastic forces, which were suppressed, which were under control in the leadership of Mr. Brown, those forces found new life, new vigor. They are rejuvenated. They found new courage, new strength under the leadership of James Smith. And one such convert, whose name is Enoch, E-N-O-C-H, Enoch, he committed another great crime. One day, during the festival of worshipping the earth goddess, the festival was that of worshipping the annual festival of worshipping the earth goddess. During that festival, Enoch, E-N-O-C-H, Enoch commits the unthinkable crime of unmasking, that means removing the mask of an Egwugwu, E-G-W-U-G-W-U. We have already come across, we have already known who is an Egwugwu and how much they are respected in Umuofian society. So Enoch commits this crime which none have ever done in Umuofian society. Enoch unmasks, removes the mask of an Egwugwu, and the moment the mask of the Egwugwu representing one particular village among the 9 villages of Umuofia, once the mask of that respected Egwugwu is removed, it is thought that Enoch has killed the ancestral spirit of that particular village, because the Egwugwus belonging to each village represent the ancestral, the forefathers, the spirit of the forefathers of that particular village. And a meeting was immediately called at the marketplace of Umuofia, and at the same time simultaneously another meeting was organized by the Christians. Although Mr. James Smith was a strong person, had a strong personality, this time Mr. James Smith realized that limit has been crossed by the Christians. Mr. James Smith understood the seriousness of the situation, and he met with the other people, other Christians inside the church compound. They prayed to the God because they understood that they cannot protect themselves in front of such a huge number of local men, local Umuofian community, because the Umuofians are much greater in number, they have realized. So, they pray to the God for safety, and they hid Enoch inside the parsonage. Parsonage is a small cottage inside the church compound where the chief priest stay. So, inside that quarter Enoch was hidden, and after the meeting the Egwugwu appeared on the church compound, and once they enter the church compound, they tell Mr. Brown that this shrine, this place, by shrine they refer to the church. The Egwugwus allege, the Egwugwus complain and announce that this shrine has given birth to all kind of abominations, all kind of bad things, and one of those bad things has been the act of removing the mask of the Egwugwu. And so they convey their decision that this shrine therefore has to be destroyed. And after saying this in front of the eyes of priest James Smith, they put fire to the church, they burned the church to ashes in front of the eyes of the priest James Smith. The matter is immediately brought to the notice of the district administration. The district commissioner immediately sent the code messengers and asked the leaders of Umuofia to present themselves in front of the district commissioner in his office. 6 men of Umuofia, including Okonkwo, go and meet the district commissioner as they are asked to, and when they presented to the district commissioner, they were immediately arrested and put inside the prison. The code messengers torture them. The head of the code messenger shaved the heads of all these 6 men from Umuofia. He insults them by shaving the heads of all these men. For 2 days they were kept inside the prison, inside the cell, and no food and no water was given to these 6 men. Instead, insults, bad languages and insults were thrown, insults were hurled, HURLED, hurled at them, and these 6 men had to undergo all this kind of torture and all this kind of humiliation. And the district commissioner has already pronounced the judgment that these 6 men would not be freed until the people of Umuofia deposit 250 bag of cowries. Cowrie, as we have seen earlier, we have understood earlier, is the local currency. So, immediately messengers were sent from the district commissioner's office to Umuofia, saying that they have to deposit 250 bag of cowries for the release of these 6 men. And the Umuofian community had no option, but they had to collect this amount of cowries, 250 bags of cowries, and deposit at the commissioner's office. Only then these 6 men were released. After the 6 men came back to Umuofia, another meeting, emergent meeting was called, and there the 6 men described what kind of torture they had to undergo when they were inside the prison, when they were captives. And as the meeting was going on, because the meeting was organized to discuss, to plan the next course of action, how they should respond to this kind of torture, this kind of humiliation by the white men. And when the meeting was going on, 5 court messengers suddenly appear there. 5 messengers of the court, they arrived there suddenly, and they moved through the court towards the center of this gathering. When they were moving through the people towards the center of the gathering, suddenly Okonkwo saw them, and Okonkwo came forward and stopped them. The head messenger, the leader of the messengers, there were 5 messengers, the leader of them told Okonkwo that there has been an order from the white man that the meeting should be immediately stopped. So, the messengers had come there with the direction from the white man that this meeting should not be continued, this meeting should be stopped immediately. Okonkwo got furious at this, and in a fit of anger, in a flurry of anger, he took out his machete and immediately he cut the head of the chief messenger of the body, and the body of the head messenger fell down in uniform, separated from the head of the messenger. The other 4 messengers immediately ran away. No one else came forward to stop them and to attack them the way Okonkwo has killed the head messenger. Okonkwo was expecting the other members of his society would follow his action and would attack the other court messengers, but instead they were allowed to escape. The other court messengers were allowed to go free. And when Okonkwo saw at them, they saw that instead of being angry at the presence of the court messengers, the other men present there were almost frightened. He heard some of them asking, why did he do it? As if they are trying to blame Okonkwo for what he had done. And then only Okonkwo realized that his expectation that other members of the society would fight with him, would give a united fight, Okonkwo realized that that was his wrong expectation. And then only he understood the meaning of the words of Uberika, because Uberika had already told him earlier that there was no unity left among the Igbo people in Umuofia. So, nobody should expect that the Igbo people would be able to show a united face, a united strength anymore, because things has fallen apart, as the title say. And Uberika's statement now become clear to Okonkwo, and Okonkwo then stands up, and with this devastating knowledge that there was no unity left among the Igbo people of Umuofia, he left the place. The district commissioner immediately came into action, and with a band of soldiers he visited the compound of Okonkwo. When he arrived at the compound of Okonkwo, he could not find Okonkwo there. Instead, the district commissioner saw other men, including Uberika, sitting there. The district commissioner asked them where Okonkwo was, and they said that they did not know where Okonkwo was. But when the district commissioner forced them to answer, Uberika replied that he was not there, but Uberika also said that he can take all of them to the place where Okonkwo was. So, Uberika proposed that he knows where Okonkwo was, and he said that he would take the district commissioner and the other soldiers to the place where Okonkwo was. And with these words, the Okonkwo's friend Oberika took the district commissioner and the other soldiers to a small bush, to a small forest behind the compound of Okonkwo. They entered the thick forest, the thick jungle, the small bush, and inside the, when they entered the bush and entered the jungle, inside they saw, all of them saw that on a tree Okonkwo's body was hanging. Everybody was totally dumbstruck. They stopped dead. They were totally surprised because they were not expecting this. Oberika said to the district magistrate that they can remove the body of Okonkwo from that tree, because according to the tradition of Umuofia, the Umuofian people cannot touch and cannot bury the body of a person who has committed suicide, but strangers are allowed to do this last act to a person's after he has committed suicide. So, Oberika requests the district commissioner and the soldiers to remove the body of Okonkwo and give the body a proper burial. And Oberika also tells the district commissioner that it is because of these people, it is because of the white people that one of the great men of Umuofia has committed himself, that one of the great heroes of Umuofia has killed himself only because of the continuous pressure given to this society by the white men. The district commissioner shuts up Oberika, threatens Oberika, and he orders the soldiers to take the dead body and also the other people gathered there to his court, and he leaves the place after giving this order. When he left the place, the district commissioner thought that this event was an interesting event to occupy at least a single paragraph of a book he was planning to write about his experience in these kind of areas where the white man was conquering the native people and their culture and their land. So, the district commissioner is planning to write a book, and the history, the last act of Okonkwo would only form a small paragraph in his book, and this book he has planned to write about his experience of controlling and dominating the native people. And the title he has already proposed, the district commissioner has already thought about the title of his new book, and the last, towards the end of the novel, the title of the book which the district commissioner has proposed is given. He has proposed the title, The Pacification of the Primitive Tribes of the Lower Niger. The pacification of the primitive tribes of the Lower Niger would be the name of the book which the district commissioner has proposed, he has planned to write, and within this book Okonkwo's story would form only a small paragraph. So, Okonkwo, this novel Things Fall Apart, therefore describes the rise and fall of a great hero called Okonkwo of Umuofia. Okonkwo rose to prosperity, rose to fame because of his hard work, because of his pride for his own Umuofian culture and tradition, but he also had certain faults, and those faults somehow contribute to his downfall. But in addition to his own faults, external forces like the presence of the white men, the missionaries, those forces also act in the downfall of Okonkwo. In one way, we can describe that things fall apart is some sort of tragedy. It is a tragedy, it is a rise and fall of a great Umuofian hero, Okonkwo. Thank you for watching.